I'll flip into our newspapers for today, starting with Vanguard major headline. On Vanguard says 2027 PDP faction to hold talks with Obi Atiku. ADC turns says wooing Atiku Obi to where adds it's ready to work with like minds to rescue Nigeria. ADC, not PDP's way forward. Atiku's camp says PDP in crisis can't woo Obi. Obedience movement says top banner we have 2027. Obi's ex-running mate Baba Ahmed declares presidential ambition. Heavy taxes, low wages, rising debt, a threat to nation stability. NLC says Obi is surest bet for ADC, says Wodu. Nigeria records 12 trillion naira trade surplus, 21% non-oil export growth, says federal government. Let's look at the lower banner. Lower banner says bandits, herdsmen kill 9 farmers, National Park operatives in Oyo, Benue. Police rescue 76 children from kidnappers in Kaduna. Arrest 3 suspects. Money laundering charge, ex-AGF Malami, son, wife, secure 1.5 billion naira bill. EFCC raises alarm over alleged campaigns of calumny against it. And in the sports edition, it says Super Eagles stewing unpaid bonuses crisis again. Away from the Vanguard and look into the Punch. Major headline on the Punch says tax law, 5 trillion naira VAT windfall for states as new formula begins. New tax law tilts VAT revenue towards state, local government as federal government share drops to 922 billion naira. Look into the top banner. It says court orders for feature of 57 properties linked to Malami sons. US slams $15,000 visa bond on Nigerians. Others. Why Abore LP faction is not recognized, says INEC. How I caught Nigeria's labor union links with a KGB, CIA. Obasanjo says, and look into the lower banner. It says 2027 obedience back Obi as Dirty Eyes Labour Party ticket. Makinde Films as Bandits Kill or Your Forest cards. And lastly, Togo, Niger, Benin, all Nigerian 25 billion naira for electricity, says NEC. I look into the Nation newspaper. Major headline on the Nation says tax laws effect on workers. Ushomole, Ajeru, Difa, Tobana. You can see Aliko Dangote withdraws petition before ICPC against Ahmed. US a $15,000 visa bond requirement takes off January to enforced. Obi's ex-running mate slams ADC members as disgruntled. Lower banner it says 2027 Rainbow Coalition will fill all elective positions in Rivers, says Wiki. Away from that, a look into the Guardian newspaper, major line on Guardian says Supreme Court a verdict 19 months after governors explore gaps in constitution, resist local government autonomy. Top banner we can see federal government and Nancy disagree on abandoned students in Morocco. Malami court grants interim forfeiture of 57 properties worth 213.2 billion naira. Why I remain in Labour Party after Obi's exit by Dati. Fresh blow for Nigerians as US begins $15,000 visa bond. And lastly, it says new tax laws undermine tax system democracy. NLC warns federal government. That's all we have on the front pages of the newspapers this morning. Join us after the break for a quick analysis of some of our top stories. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Today in the News here on Vanguard Live. My name is Ololade Adeomi. Joining us in the studio today for a quick analysis is Mr. Oludare Mayowa, a Financial Digest publisher. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ololade. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. It's a pleasure having you in our studios today, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I look into a top story for today. A major story says to present a formidable opposition to the All Progressive Congress, APC in the 2027 general elections. People's Democratic Party (PDP) South Chairman Mr. Emmanuel Gidi has said the party will hold high-level meetings with its former presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. How realistic would we say that leaders like Atiku and Abubakar would return to actually collaborate with the PDP?
Okay, thank you very much. When we look at it from political practice in Nigeria today, you can't rule anything out. Politicians are like prostitutes. They follow their interests. They follow what suits them at a particular time. So, if PDP is reaching out to Atiku, reaching out to Obi, and they believe that they can find a credible platform in PDP, and they have the chance of having their ticket, probably they will come back. Because as it is today, we don't know what's going to happen to ADC. We are not seeing anything unique that's coming out of them. We're not seeing any performance. We're not seeing any action. But then they are holding their convention. You don't know what the crisis will present them to as well. So for PDP, yes, PDP is in Saudi now. They try to rebuild confidence. They try to rebuild structure. If they're able to weather the storm and able to start, because as of today, PDP is the oldest political party in the country today, and the party that has structure all over the country. And it just need a push, and you need some people to actually say, no, there's no dying for this party, and they can revive it. They can still bring a surprise anyhow in the political setup in this country. So I wish them good luck in their endeavor.
Okay, so this meeting and this outreach, would you say is a sign of desperation from the PDP?
No, I won't see it as a desperation. As I see as a building leadership, rebuilding their structure that have been pulled down by various people, including people in the ADC, people in the Labour Party. Don't forget that I think it was from PDP, Obi it was from PDP, and many people PDP have moved to APC. So in political party, you have to reach out to people for the approachment. Reach out to them, trying to build confidence, trying to establish contact. You never can tell. Politicians, you don't say, because there's no permanent enemy in politics. It's only permanent interest. So if politicians can find their own interest being taken care of in PDP, so there's a need for them to move forward. And if you can develop confidence in the present leadership of PDP, it's likely that you see some people returning back to the party. And if you can actually get the out of confidence from the INEC to recognize them, and they're able to do it with all the legal the court cases around them. You'd be surprised many politicians that will return to PDP to contest the election.
So do you think the internal division currently going on in PDP right now will affect its ability to actually attract high-profile figures back to the party?
So as it is today, PDP is in ruin because you don't know which faction is controlling the party. So as of today, PDP is in ruin. But if they are able to take mayor to close rank, to re-strategize, and to build unity, a front, that is because as PDP is one of the oldest party, like I said earlier, is the strongest party in this country, apart from the internal crisis caused by people who are selfish, who want to destroy the party for their own selfish interest. If people have to rise up to the occasion and rebuild confidence in the members, in the people, and able to get the confidence, or be able to do away with all the court cases, and you see a lot of people coming back. But as it is today, the PDP is like no platform because INEC does not recognize any of the factions. So even if you want to contest under the platform of the party today, the candidate may not be able to get approval of the INEC to contest the election. That's the state the PDP is today. But if they still have a ample time to rebuild and to rebuild confidence and restore sanity in the party. If they're able to do that they attract more people to their fold.
Okay, so
And I'm sure.
realistically speaking, what do you think the PDP actually needs to do in order to be able to challenge, the APC party in the coming election 2027?
Yeah, it's a close rank. and ensure that they're able to reconcile with people who are not satisfied with the way the parties was run. It's for them to actually ensure that they are able to reconcile the court cases. And reach out to those who are anger, who are discontent with the party. If you need to embark on massive and aggressive reconciliation, it's possible that they can rebuild the party. It's possible that party can come back to reckoning. It's possible. There's nothing impossible political party, political setting. It's just for them to actually able to get that recognition they require to be firmly in charge of the party. If any of the factors able to get the firm recognitions from the regulatory body INEC and the court were able to clear out the case against them, they possibly that they can bounce back. Not as much as they used to be, but they can still make it some dent in the political structure of this country.
Okay, so I would like you to act like a prophet right now. What are like the major scenarios you foresee to see for the 2027 presidential election, especially for PDP, the party PDP?
I don't see PDP having any making a breakthrough in terms of presidential election. The situation we have today is that APC is a dominant party. We have 28 governors in their kitties. They have the majority in the National Assembly. All the people are divided, and they are in power. We have the president, sitting president. That's a major advantage for them. So it will take a miracle for APC to be upturned from the power. It takes a very, very strong political, but not even with this, the way they are structured now. So I'm not seeing PDP coming to reckoning and probably taking over the presidency. Perhaps if they're able to reconcile themselves, they can make some impact in terms of members of National Assembly, State Assemblies, so recovery from state governorship and the rest. But in terms of national outlook, they have less chance as it is today.
So let's take a look at our second story for today.
Okay.
Former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, along with his son Abdulaziz Malami and his wife Ajay Bashir Asabi, have been granted 1.5 billion naira bail by the Federal High Court in Abuja, 500 million naira each actually, in the ongoing money laundering trial. They are facing a 16-count charge brought by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission alleging unlawful concealment and disguise of proceeds of unlawful activities totaling about 8.7 billion naira. On the other hand, the Federal High Court has also ordered the interim forfeiture of 57 properties linked to Malami, two of his sons, also valued at approximately 213.2 billion naira. Let's take a look at the bill decision right now. What do you have to say? What are your thoughts on the bill decision granted right now?
Yeah, for courts, for a kind of a case like that, it's very huge resources they have allegedly looted, and to get them, bail, the court has to ensure they will not jump bail. They will come back for trial. I'm sure that's why they make it so tightened that way. And I'm not saying anything extraordinary about that, really. In terms of the bail, it's when you weigh between the allegation against them. So I'm not saying anything extraordinary about the bail conditions.
So if we look at the interim forfeiture of this, properties, 57 properties, how does this actually fit into the broader anti-graft effort in Nigeria? Do you think the forfeiture of this properties will actually serve as a deterrent to other people wanting to do this particular thing as well?
Unfortunately, that's not the first forfeiture we have seen in this country. We have seen many people forfeiting property to government, and those property forfeited, we don't even know what happened to them. Those funds forfeited, we don't know what happened to them. There's no accountability in the government. What we see when you notice one of the allegations against Abubakar Malami is that the Abacha route was looted by him. So our process is porous. Our system is very porous. That a single person can have access to huge resources in the economy and can get away with it. And you can see that even as it is today, if Malami reconcile with his political, his former political organization, it might be let go or be by a slap in the wrist. We have seen that happen in this country. We are not seeing justice being meted to those people who have been accused of looting this economy. That's why we see continuation from one administration to the other. As long as people are getting away with the losing or getting away with a slap on the wrist, it's very difficult for people to have a deterrent in the system. So I'm not sure if government is able to pursue this into the logical conclusion, and it's very clear to everyone that actually there's justice and there's a true recovery, and those recovery are applied for the good of Nigeria. That's what we're going to see, experience a turnaround in our judicial system and fight against corruption in this country. Otherwise, we're going to be like a dancing around the circle. Somebody will recover some item from one thief, and that thief will return it. So that's been the scenario we have experienced in this country since we have been fighting. We are so-called fighting corruption. It's so unfortunate. That's why some people they are embodied to keep committing the same crime because you can get with it, you can get political accommodations, you can get away with it through the judiciary, through whatever means.
You spoke about accountability earlier. How can we make them accountable, especially for features of properties in cases like that, like this?
Yeah, I think our system has to be reinforced and restructured in such a way that there's accountability, transparency, that we are recovered. This is how much we are recovered from people who rooted the economy. This is how we have applied this money. And there's a transparency, there's accountability in the way they apply those money. That we are not seeing that at the back door, some people who rooted the money get this money back, but we are returning to them by political arrangement, by whatever means. As it is today, there's no transparency. We don't know what happened to the recovery the FCC and other people have made all this year. All we are hearing like this money, force this to government, recover this money from them. What happened to those recovery property? We see people go and buy those property back from the government at a lower cost. So there must be a reform in our system that ensure that there's transparency. You can go to a website, for example, and see property forfeited, how those property were applied. That's sold, and the people who are the people who are sold to, and what the proceed from those things where they apply to. These are things that you can begin to build confidence, and we ensure that those who looted the economy are paid the maximum price. Just that we can get we tighten our judicial system in such a way that people are not, there's no discrimination in the application of justice. Where some people get away with life imprisonment and some with 20 years imprisonment for the same offense, from similar offense. So we must restructure the system, the judicial system, our governance must be strengthened in such a way that there's no loophole anybody can exploit to reloot the loot.
Okay, so if you look at the bill decisions that was made, do you think it should be more restrictive, especially in high-profile cases of money laundering like this?
No, it's not about bail. Bail is just a bond to say that you are not going to jump bail, you are going to come back for a trial. That's just a preliminary issue. They are not fundamental to the trial or to the recovery they are doing. No. What we need to do is to strengthen the judicial system in such a way that the person who loses so much money, 200 billion is a lot of money, and they can use to compromise the system. But we are able to strengthen our system in such a way that nobody can compromise the judge and the investigator and people around the judicial system. And people are able to get justice. That's why we can now have to talk about deterrence. It's not about bail. It's not about this kind of thing. It's about people who have looted so much money, they can compromise the system. They can, at the end of the day, we have seen cases that it was glaring. Their evidence are glaring. Yet the judiciary set them free, indicating that they have been compromised along the line. So those are the fundamental issues we need to address. Our judicial system must be strengthened, that we have men and women of integrity on the bench that will dish out justice, regardless of whoever is involved in this. That's why we can begin to have sanity in the system.
Thank you very much for joining us today, sir.
Thank you very much for having me today. Have a lovely day.
That was Mr. Oludare Mayowa. We draw the curtain on the show for today. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms as seen on the screen. For up-to-date stories, visit our website at www.vanguardngr.com. My name is Ololade Adeoni. Until next time, bye for now.